360, demand me in 5D. Do this for the dream, not just for the brand. It's like all you do, breakfast to dinner. Algorithm bulletproof for breaking your finger. I am iconic, my mistake. I am iconic, my mistake.
The modern music industry relies on forced divisions between active artists, weaponizing fan rivalries to drive sales. Fandoms viewed competing groups as existential threats, locking market demographics behind virtual walls. Inside the ultra-modern headquarters of HYBE, however, a fundamentally different structural experiment was quietly taking shape. These units achieved staggering individual success entirely on their own terms. Source Music built SSERAFIM into an international stadium-scale powerhouse. BELIFT LAB engineered ILLIT into an instant record-breaking digital viral engine. Across the Pacific, HYBE and Geffen launched KATSEYE to capture the Western mainstream directly. Each group conquered its respective territory independently, proving they didn't need external alliances to dominate the global market. And that's precisely what makes their sudden collaboration so monumental. The three-way meeting of empires at the absolute peak of their individual power. To understand how three distinct worlds eventually collapsed into a single frame, we must first trace the independent trajectories and massive individual triumphs of each core group. Source Music launched SSERAFIM back in May 2nd of 2022, introducing them with the uncompromising single Fearless. Along their career timeline, they cemented their status as an undisputed global group behind signature massive hits like Crazy, which earned them a prestigious Performance of the Year Day Song and an MTV Video Music Award. Their unstoppable momentum culminated in their latest title track, released on the 22nd of May 2026, Boom Pala. Headlining Coachella, earning multiple Billboard 200 Top 10 albums, and consistently selling out stadium-scale arenas globally is a feat SSERAFIM has achieved. This fierce group established a dominant physical presence across domestic and international markets, serving as the anchor of the future alliance. While Source Music secured the physical stage, HYBE's sublabel BELIFT LAB was engineering a completely different kind of cultural delivery system with their internet-native roster. Debuting with the viral phenomenon Magnetic on March 25 of 2024. ILLIT became the fastest K-pop group in history to enter the Billboard Hot 100 with a debut song. This viral explosion completely swept the award circuit, securing Rookie Artist of the Year alongside a Best Digital Song Bonsong at the Golden Disc Awards, Performance at the Melon Music Awards, and clearing out multiple categories at the Japan Gold Disc Awards. After sustaining that massive digital ubiquity through the highly viral hit Not Cute Anymore, ILLIT delivered a new comeback sound with their latest title track from their mini-album on the 30th of April 2026. It's Me. Their meteoric rise proved that a short-form, algorithm-dominant strategy could capture global attention spans almost overnight. With the physical stage anchored in Seoul and the global digital algorithms captured by BELIFT LAB, the third crucial variable remained across the Pacific, with a group built directly for the Western mainstream. KATSEYE introduced themselves to the world on June 28 of 2024 with Debut. They rapidly captured international charts with the single Touch, achieving massive organic reach across global streaming platforms and winning Push Performance of the Year at the MTV Video Music Awards. The global group validated their massive Western footprint when they took home the highly coveted New Artist of the Year award at the American Music Awards. And continuing their fast-paced release schedule, the group expanded their reach with their latest title track, released on the 9th of April 2026, Pinky Up. KATSEYE Grooves and Hooks validated the idea that localized global pop could cross back over and capture international markets with remarkable success. The convergence of these three distinct success stories immediately invited fan comparison to the historic K-pop collaborations. Historically, when music labels attempted to merge multiple distinct artists, they almost always fell into one of three structural traps. The first was the corporate commercial novelty, best exemplified by YG's legendary 2009 Lollipop campaign with Big Bang and 2NE, one for LG. While these releases achieved immense commercial success, they were fundamentally treated as commercial advertisements rather than permanent artistic statements. Similarly, Starship Entertainment repeatedly utilized this commercial model with their Pepsi campaigns, such as 2021's Summer Taste with members of Monsta X, ATEEZ, and Brave Girls, or Blue and Black with Oh My Girl, Ive and Gravity. These projects, while fun for the fans, functioned as temporary, mismatched puzzle pieces assembled under a corporate sponsor's banner for advertising purposes. The second historical trap was the forced temporary identity, where labels stripped artists of their native branding entirely to build a new unit. When Starship paired Monsta X and WJSN in 2016 for a cellular marketing campaign, they rebranded the collective as Y-Teen, creating a separate, temporary brand that ultimately diluted the individual identity of both groups. Even SM Entertainment's highly publicized supergroups, such as Super M or Got the Beat, operated on a model of extraction. These projects pulled individual cogs out of their native environments to build temporary all-star teams, often sparking intense inner fandom wars as fans complained about the neglect of the members' original groups. Other shared universe attempts, like SM's winter crossover stages between Red Velvet and aespa, remained isolated anomalies rather than permanent shifts. What makes the alliance of SSERAFIM, ILLIT, and KATSEYE so structurally distinct is that it completely rejects these historical limitations. This is not a commercial sponsorship, nor is it a temporary group that strips away native branding. Instead, HYBE's strategy represents the ultimate model of structural coexistence. By crashing three fully intact operational empires together in a single frame, each group will retain its independent branding, its specific demographic target, and its creative autonomy. Yet they cooperate to build a massive global footprint, or as one might say, an iconic move. While many argue that a shared frame would result in a chaotic, unprofitable dilution of talent, this strategic collaboration could represent the death of rivalry, proving that direct competitors under the same corporate umbrella can share the throne to expand the entire market. A calculated mistake to rewrite the global pop distribution playbook from the top down. But what happens next completely flips the game. The formal announcement and subsequent release of the music video teaser for Iconic by Mistake sent shockwaves through the global music community, igniting a complex wave of fan discourse across platforms. For a significant portion of the audience, the reaction was one of immense excitement, with fans eager to see how the distinct high-caliber creative signatures of the three sub-labels would fuse together. There was also high anticipation for the mutual benefit of the project, as fans recognized its power to introduce newer listeners to neighboring groups under the HYBE banner. However, this hype was closely shadowed by acute skepticism, with a recurring concern pointing to the absolute lack of direct on-camera physical interaction between the three groups shown in the teaser. This omission fueled immediate speculation that the music video might have been filmed separately due to conflicting international schedules, threatening to result in a sterile, disjointed visual package. Furthermore, anxieties surfaced regarding the corporate intentions behind the project, with some fans questioning the timing and worrying that the collaboration would be perceived as a calculated marketing tactic rather than a genuine artistic endeavor. The physical toll of the grueling schedules also became a central point of concern, specifically regarding the health and participation of members like Moka and Chaewon. Fans wondered if all 16 members could perform at full capacity, or if the stage would suffer from an unbalanced distribution that favored one specific group over the others. Despite these lingering apprehensions, The announcement set incredibly high expectations. It would either expose the collaboration as a highly manufactured corporate illusion or elevate it into an iconic historic milestone. On June 12, 2026, the official release of the collaborative track, Iconic by Mistake. This project represents a massive production puzzle, requiring creative teams to balance vocal lines and screen time among 14 active members. Sound engineers faced the technical challenge of blending highly distinct vocal profiles, SSERAFIMs, ILLITs, and KATSEYEs. The final alternative pop mix delivers an immersive, cohesive soundscape that escapes the cluttered feel of typical large-scale ensemble tracks.
Your digital footprint is looking so insane.
The first major proof of the iconic as one concept on a global scale. The visual for the music video relies on surreal, high-intensity imagery to reflect the rule-breaking scale of the crossover. Moving away from typical pop, the video features a stark sci-fi set, a chaotic windstorm, and striking close-ups. This structure emphasizes that while each label retains its core identity, the members act as a single unit. Industry analysts have praised the project as a self-aware, audacious gamble, turning the phrase "best mistake ever" into a suitable tagline for the era. The ultimate test of this multi-label experiment lies beyond the controlled cuts of a music video. It's the stage itself. The logistics of coordinating this live showcase required synchronizing complex international touring schedules and alignments across multiple time zones. Choreographers restructured the staging for live television, utilizing precise moves to give 14 active performers visibility without crowding the physical frame. On stage, the performance functions like a beautifully engineered machine, with each group commanding specific sectors of the routine before dissolving back into the larger collective. SSERAFIM anchors the center during the high-intensity physical transitions.
Harder. Here, hurt is like a verb. Come heal where it hurts.
ILLIT drives the intricate viral formations,
Got me going viral. That's a simulation, got me in the spiral.
and KATSEYE elevates the arrangement with their powerful live vocal harmonies.
You love to hate me. Snap my neck 360, the enemy in 5D. Do this for the dream, nah, just for the best.
The transitions between the units are executed with precision, minimizing any room for error. The live audience reaction is immediate, generating millions of views within hours of its broadcast. This historic performance demonstrates that the traditional borders between global music markets have permanently collapsed. A historic precedent for the global music industry and K-pop fans all around the world. By demonstrating that three competing sublabels could successfully merge their creative and physical assets, HYBE proved that this collaboration is infinitely more powerful than individual manufactured rivalry. This project dismantled the legacy belief that girl groups must be kept isolated to protect their market share. The collaboration showed that when diverse global forces unite, they do not dilute their individual appeal. Instead, they amplify it, constructing a massive, unified cultural footprint that no single group could achieve alone. If this multi-label collaboration becomes the new standard, the traditional hyper-competitive K-pop landscape will shift toward a highly collaborative, borderless ecosystem. If it remains a unique, one-off event, it will stand as the most expensive, brilliant anomaly in modern pop history. Ultimately, the legacy of this alliance lies in its defiance of the old rules, proving that when the industry's greatest forces stand together, they are truly iconic as one.